Hello and welcome everyone. We're here in Orlando, Florida at the Enterprise Connect 2025 show, and I'm joined by Kurt Dahlstrand, Senior Director of Strategy and Solution Engineering for Hammer. Is that correct?
That's right.
Awesome. Welcome, Kurt. Obviously, we've known each other for a little while, but for those who don't know you and don't know the Hammer, could you explain to us what the Hammer actually does?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Hammer, long legacy. We've been testing in the industry for well on 30 years, but really what we're known for is customer and agent experience measurements. So we do that through a few different ways, but yeah, we're really excited to be here at Enterprise Connect and helping a lot of the companies here that are looking at solutions.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what you're able to do is help organizations before they go live with their contact center to understand what the experience is going to be like, and also to be able to test that at scale, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what a lot of folks know us for Hammer testing is generating a lot of traffic into these systems and ultimately making sure that they're going to work when they go live. But if we kind of take a step back, there are actually a lot of other steps that go into that, right? It's before you just go and throw a bunch of traffic and simulated users, you need to make sure that it's actually designed properly, those apps and those bots, right? Is it doing what it should do? And then after you've gone live with it, is it continuing to work well and operate? And are you seeing that return on investment?
Yeah, which is obviously huge in these days because customer experience is so important when you're calling into any type of contact center. It's so important to the brand, to getting repeat customers, right? And having that high customer satisfaction. So, and this is something you said, right? It's been what, 20 years, 30 years that the Hammer's been around doing this. So you've seen quite a bit of transition. The latest one is obviously you've gone from on premises to the cloud. Now you're seeing AI. How is AI technology in the contact center impacting what you do and how you do it?
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, the obvious thing is just when you walk around events like Enterprise Connect, I mean, just everyone's talking about AI, right? So in the space that we play in the contact center, I'd say the most obvious place where we're seeing that implemented is really in terms of the bot, right? Those self-service applications. And so for us, some of it really isn't changing a whole lot because these bots, they're fundamentally still trying to solve for questions that customers have, right? And trying to do it in a self-service fashion. So in a sense, it's doing a lot of what we've been doing. On the flip side, there's opportunity for us to leverage some of that same AI technology, right? So we're leveraging that to enhance some of our self-service capabilities and doing that exploration of these applications. And ultimately making the human more effective and efficient. And I think when we think about AI, that's probably the kind of the biggest takeaway is how can we help the human be more effective and efficient, and that's how we're trying to leverage it.
Absolutely. And it's certainly, a big productivity enhancement and so forth. So that seems like it's new since the last time we've talked. What else is going on? What else is new at Hammer?
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. So, and I guess on that AI theme, there's an agentic framework that we're working kind of across the InfoVista company. So we're actually underneath the InfoVista umbrella. That's our parent company. So we've got some sister business units where we're implementing this agentic framework, which ultimately is going to, again, provide more efficiency across the products to solve more automated workflows, make that human more efficient. Really excited about that. And then, the other area, which also ties in some of our sister business units, we're introducing one of our products called Ativa into the enterprise space. So this is a tool set that historically has been leveraged really within the service provider market.
Okay.
And what Ativa does is it's looking at all the traffic that's going in, out, or through these large communications network.
Okay.
So think of something like, getting a little geeky here, but think of like Wireshark, right?
Sure.
Where you can see all of the traffic that's flowing, and ultimately what we do is we correlate every leg of the phone call, every device that it's touching, so that we have this full end-to-end view of that phone call. But not just doing it on an individual basis, doing it at the full scale of the full network. So whether that's hundreds or millions of calls per day. And for us, this is really exciting because it gives us the ability to not just test and emulate the users and the agents like we've been doing for a number of years, but now we have the visibility into, if there's an issue, where's that issue actually occurring in that network? Pinpoint that so that can be addressed. And ultimately with that agentic framework enabling our system to actually be able to autonomously resolve that issue.
Okay, yeah, and certainly, again, all in an effort to drive up a better customer experience, ensuring
Absolutely.
that the performance is there all the time.
Absolutely.
And when there is an issue, being able to quickly isolate it, find it, and be able to remediate it.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome. So I wonder if you could bring all this together and maybe share how you're helping customers and provide a customer example of where you've gone in and leveraged the Hammer technologies, maybe some of the new technology you just mentioned, and what kind of business outcomes organizations are having as a result of it.
Yeah. So, I think for us, the probably biggest impact we've seen recently is just it's tied to multiple trends, right? One is CCaaS. We've seen a lot of companies like Five9, Nice CX1 really become major players
Okay.
in this space, and also AI, right? And so the end result is we're seeing a lot of change in the industry, and with that is the need to ensure that that investment these companies are making is working. And so that's from a voice standpoint, it's from a chat standpoint, and so one of the areas that we've really been spending a lot of time with these companies is validating that investment from a load and stress perspective. So one of the companies that comes to mind is a very large retailer.
Okay.
In fact, the largest retailer in the world. We've done load testing with them, where they're looking to make sure that in preparation for their busy season, that their customers are able to not just call into the contact center and be able to do that at scale, but also from a digital communication standpoint, through their website and their chatbot. And so, we were generating upwards of 15,000 concurrent chat sessions into their chatbot, while also driving in upwards of 20,000 concurrent phone calls. And it's really this dynamic when you think about a very large business. Can they service their customers? Perhaps when there are issues, those customers need to communicate with the business. Is it going to work? And is it going to work at scale when you need it to? And that's how we validate that.
Yeah, especially when you think about when you're talking about busy season for retail, obviously you're thinking about the shopping seasons and the holiday shopping
Absolutely.
season, where any kind of outage can result in millions and millions of dollars in lost business because people get very quickly frustrated and go to another retail shop. So being able to test that ahead of time, being able to lock that environment down and get them through that busy season is going to be critical to driving the difference between being in the red or the black for a lot of these retailers.
And I think that's something we're seeing a lot more in the industry, is just I'd say awareness of just an understanding that no network, and a voice and communications network's no exception, that those networks aren't static. They're continually changing, right? And hopefully as a company, you're growing and you're expecting to have more customers, and you need to ensure that those critical communication systems are working and scaling with your own growth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that was great. Thank you very much for joining me today and for that great explanation of what you guys are doing and the value you're bringing. And thank you all for watching. Again, I'm Bob LaLiberte, Principal Analyst from the Cube Research, and we're here at Enterprise Connect 2025 in Orlando, Florida.